guys, I'm Amanda, the Botanical Brunette, and welcome to my channel. So, it's the end of April, which means I'm coming at you with another plant haul video. So this is going to be my plant haul for the month of April. April was a little bit different. I was able to get a lot of plant supplies and also some plants. Back in March, with my March plant haul video, I got so many plants, like so many plants. I kind of took a step back in April. So I got a couple plants in the month of April and some much needed plant supplies. As you guys know, every plant haul I will go over a budget. I have a $50 budget, which is either plants, soil, any kind of supplies that I need in that month, I get with that budget. I actually came in $7 over my budget. So I spent about $57 this month, but I was able to get a lot of stuff. And because in March, it was my birthday month, I was gifted a lot of plants and gifted like birthday money and stuff like that. So I was able to not have to dig into my budget as much. So even though I got like a hoard of plants, I was able to not go over my budget. So it did kind of snowball over to the next month. So I technically am not over budget. I'm technically still under by around $10. So that's good. I spent about $57 in the month of April. Like I said, I bought plant supplies, I bought a couple plants that I've been wanting, and also a really cool like kind of wish list plant. So enough of me talking, let's talk about the plants that I got. But before we get into that, please like this video. It helps me out a ton with my channel. It helps me push my videos out to more people and help kind of grow my channel. And also, if you haven't already and you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I have a ton in store for you guys. This is a plant DIY channel. So if you love plants and you love DIYs, this is the channel for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna first talk about the plant supplies that I got for the month of April. So the first thing that I needed for my plants was a humidifier. If you've seen my plant tour video, you know that I have those little like desktop mini humidifiers on two of my surfaces on each side of my plant room. One of them actually wound up dying. I had it for a little while and it wound up only producing like little spurts of mist all of a sudden, and I couldn't figure out what happened. It did dry out, but I tried to rehydrate. It has like a little stick in it. I tried to rehydrate the stick. I tried to take it apart. I tried everything. It just wasn't coming back. I actually didn't want to buy another one because that one was actually my second. I had two of them. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy that humidifier anymore. I do have another micro humidifier that's on the shelf behind me. It's on one shelf, but it pretty much is able to cascade over the plants that really need it and then kind of amp up the humidity on the other shelves. So that little humidifier I've actually had for months and it's been great. I will link that below so you guys can check that out. The one that I had on the table that did break, it was like a Mac Daddy. Like it was tiny, but it gave such a big like cloud of mist over my plants that I gave it a second try after the first one died. So after the second one died within like weeks, I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna buy another one. I'm gonna be a true plant parent and buy like a stand-up humidifier. And that's what I did. So I wound up going on Amazon and I wound up getting a humidifier that had a discount. And you know, I'm all about finding a good price on things. So I was able to get this humidifier for $25, which is pretty awesome. And so far, I have only actually had it for about 2 days. And so far, so good. It does give a huge cloud of mist over my plants. And it is able to kind of cascade over both tables that I have in front of my window, which is great because the other one kind of touched the other table, but mostly whatever was on the table got the most humidity. So the humidifier I got was this Ray Drop humidifier. It's a kind of a tabletop stand up humidifier. So I was like, you know what, Amanda, you need to grow up. You need to, you know, you have all these plants that need humidity. You need to get like a legit humidifier and not like a little tabletop one. So I got this guy, and I'm gonna show you the humidifier in action. This humidifier, I can only pull it so far. But this humidifier, again, like I've said, I've had it for like 2 days, and it's cool because it has like a dial. And also, I'm not sponsored by this company anyway. I'm just giving you my honest review. But ooh, we getting misty. And it has like a dial on it, so this is like the highest setting, and it's like clouding me with mist. All right, let's calm down. It has a dial on it where you can adjust the mist amount. So like this would be like, I think this is like the lowest setting, and still it's like a lot of mist coming out of it. So it's great. It has a tank in there. It holds 2.5 liters of water. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've had it for 2 days, and I probably need to put more water in it probably after today. So 3 days. I run it about the same amount of hours as my grow lights. So I run them about like 9 to 9. It ran 12 hours a day where I didn't have to fill it up every day, which was kind of nice because the little tabletop humidifiers, I have to refill those every morning, and they only last maybe until like 4, which is actually okay because you shouldn't run your humidifiers at night. I probably should start turning mine off after like the sun goes down. So that's a humidifier that I got. I'll probably do an update on the humidifier and kind of give you guys like a honest review, just because I only have had it for, you know, 2 days. So I don't really know 100% like how well that's gonna work. It is super quiet. I mean, as you guys probably heard, when I had it on, like you can barely hear it. So one of the other things that I got, so I went with my mother-in-law and I went to a place called At Home. I don't know if you guys have that around where you guys are, but it has like it's kind of like a Home Goods. It has a bunch of home decor and supplies and stuff like that. So I went in there, and of course I had to go right for the plant section, right for the planters, and see what they got. And I wound up getting 2 planters. Technically one is a planter, one is a propagation station. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you this propagation station that I got that has some Monstera and Sonii cuttings in it. But look how pretty that crystal glass is. Like, I got this for $3. Like crazy. It was actually clearanced out, and we were looking at glass. We were looking at like, you know, planters and containers and glass jars and stuff like that. And I went over and they had a rack, and I like beelined for that. And yeah, so I absolutely love this. This actually sits over on my bar, over in my dining room. So it doesn't get a ton of light, but yeah. I mean, I've had pretty good success with the propagations over there, so, but I thought the Monstera and Sonii, like narrow leaf cuttings, looked so gorgeous in this planter. Like, oh, I can't get enough of it. It's so pretty. Like, I almost don't want to like take them out after they root. Like, I want to keep them in there. We'll see what happens. I mean, if I can keep up and not root rot these while they're in water, then that'd be great. So the next thing that I got at home was a planter that actually I don't think was a planter. I think it's actually a bowl. But I saw it and I was like, I have to get that because it's super cute, it's super pretty. But it's this planter. I don't know if you guys can actually see, like if I back up or anything, but it's like gold like polka dots. It's so cute. Oh, I love it. And of course I had to put the showstopper in this planter, which also, this is my little experiment. My big elbow is growing up a pole, but this one I want to trail because we all know that I am a trailing plant lover. So I want to get this to trail because I will absolutely be over the freaking moon for this plant. This is a bowl type planter or whatever. I do have, if you guys can see, I don't want to pull it out because I'm going to make a mess, but I do have it in a nursery pot that I wound up cutting to fit into the planter. So when I water it, I just take it out, let it drain, and then put the Syngonium back in. This was about, I think this is what put me over. This was a $7 planter. All right, so let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the plants that I got. So the first plant that I got in the month of April is a plant. I saw a girl on Instagram post this plant, and I was like, I absolutely have to have that plant. It is so cute, and the name got me as well, but I'll get to that in a second. So I was like, I have to get that plant. That plant is adorable. Let me find it. And I Googled it, and I just could not find, I could not find a plant that was within my budget or really what I wanted to pay for a single plant. Really where I'm getting at is the plant that I'm gonna show you now. If I were to have bought it at like another nursery, it would have ate up my entire budget, if not more. So I actually was like, you know what, whatever, like it's fine. I don't have to have it right now. I can wait like I usually do. I'll wait for a plant to not be as popular as it is currently. So after I saw that plant, the next day I popped on Instagram and I was kind of browsing around, and I wound up seeing a local plant shop in Orlando say that they had these plants. And I was a psycho. I messaged them on Instagram and I'm like, hey, do you guys still have this plant in stock? And they were like, actually, we just sold out, but we'll have more on Tuesday. I'm like, okay. So Tuesday came, and I messaged them again. Hey, do you guys have that plant in? And they basically said that the plant was available, but only in store. Well, somehow I was able to sneak in on their website and buy it online. So I was able to get this plant, like it locked in, I got it, picked it up the next day, and here we go. Enough talking about it, let me show you. So the plant that I'm gonna show you is a Rhaphidophora decursiva, or a dragon's tail. So this plant is, this plant is super beautiful. Like, look at these leaves. And eventually it's going to get, it's gonna kind of split into like 3 different leaves once it gets fenestrations. And if you guys can see, I have a little guy that's growing in here. So yeah, I was able to get this little dragon's tail. I am super happy that I got this, and you won't even believe how much I got this for. $12. I got this for $12. So this is what I'm saying. You have to do your research. Just do your research. And don't jump on the first plant that you see, because you never know when you're gonna come across a really good deal. Like I said, this plant was going for like $50 to $60. I've found about that range for about the same size. And this plant, and it wasn't even, it didn't have fenestrations, it was the same size. And look what I got. I got this guy like for $12. So do your research. I know that people will probably say that I just got lucky with this plant. If you have patience, just wait it out. Just kind of see like what the market is. If you really want that plant like really, really bad, then check on it at least once a week. Go to different plant places. A lot of plant nurseries and like online plant shops will also have like a notify me when it's in stock kind of option. I've done that a lot, especially with my Gloriosum. I want that one so bad, but I haven't gotten any emails yet, so who knows. But yeah, I mean, just wait it out and you will be able to get the plant that you want. So I've had this plant for pretty much a month. I got it first week in April. So I believe this leaf was the leaf that was starting to unfurl when I picked it up. And again, like I said, like this leaf is starting to unfurl. So, and it's got these cute little tiny like little baby leaves. I'll show you here. Oh, they're so cute. Like little tiny like little leaves. So yeah, I really can't wait until it starts to have the fenestrations in it. So I'll be able to kind of have that real like dragon tail look. It will also, I'm pretty sure with this plant, after a while, it will have a bunch of fenestrations and kind of almost look like a long version of a Monstera deliciosa. I water this plant about once a week. I did kind of like let it get a little bit too dried out a couple weeks ago, and it kind of started to droop a little bit. So it will tell you, I guess, it will tell you when you need to water it, which is good. I love a plant that lets me know what they need. I did have this in quarantine. It actually just, I call it graduated. Call it graduation. So it actually just graduated to my plant shelf. So it actually sits in the northeast facing window. I do want to keep it in a little bit of a brighter light just to kind of promote the fenestrations in the plant. It sits right under this beautiful humidifier that you just saw. So that is my dragon's tail. I'm not gonna try to say that name again because it took me like 3 times to say it. So the last plant that I got in the month of April, and the last purchase that I got in the month of April, is a plant that I had in my collection and we just did not agree with each other. So I decided to jump back on that horse and buy another one because I found a more mature version and I had to get it. And that is this Pothos Pearl and Jade. So pretty. I was like super in love with this plant, but I also was just like, I don't know. It hurt me the last time, and I don't know if I could go through that hurt again. But I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get it because of this. Literally because of this stem and because of like these leaves here. I was like, I have to get this plant because it's just beautiful. I have this in a hanging planter in my southeast facing window. It gets water about once a week. I haven't had it for super long. I probably about 2 weeks that I've had this plant. Starting to get these kind of like brown, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's starting to get like these like brown stems or brown like spots on the leaf. So I'm a little worried about that, but I'm keeping an eye on it, and so far I don't have any more. So maybe that was just like the plant kind of adjusting to my environment or whatever. I got this plant at a plant shop that I've actually been wanting to go to in Tampa called Fancy Free Nursery. They were known to have like really cool like rare plants. At the time I went, they didn't have really any like super rare plants. They did have a couple like in the back, and I also saw like this guy like repotting a massive amount of silver striped philodendrons. And I was like, I didn't realize he was planting them, and I went over, I'm like, how much are these? Can I have a cutting? Like being real annoying, but no, he was like, no. He also couldn't give me like a price on them, which I kind of thought was weird. He was like, it's market price. And the only time I've ever heard that is like when I've like gone to a restaurant and got like lobster. So I don't know what that means, like with market price with plants. So I guess that's a thing now. That is my plant haul for the month of April. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are what I got in the month of April. Comment below and let me know like what plants did you get in the month of April, or what supplies did you get, or if you have any questions about anything that I showed you, anything that I showed you or the plants that I got, it all will be linked down below so you can check out in the description and see all of that. Also, I have a blog that I post every other Friday, so I'll link that below as well and you can check that out. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys all have a great day, and